سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Known as the Great Imam, his school is followed by the majority of the world's Muslims. A man with immense piety and sincerity, the founding father of Islamic jurisprudence, and one of the great personalities of Islamic history, this is the life of Imam Abu Hanifah.
سبحانك ربي سبحانك سبحانك ما أعظم شانك ندعوك ونرجو غفرانك ندعوك ونرجو غفرانك.
1,400 years ago, the darkness of the world was to be illuminated with the birth of the final messenger of Allah. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. He was sent to the desert land of Arabia, which was soaked in traditional paganism and unimaginable barbaric practices. He was the seal of all prophets. His name was Muhammad. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. His noble heart was chosen as the vessel for the revelation of the Quran, which was conveyed to him by the angel Jibreel. The entire 114 chapters of the glorious Quran were revealed as divine universal guidance for the whole of mankind over a period of 23 years. Enduring much hardship, Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, finally completed his mission by cleansing the Arabian Peninsula of idolatry. During his lifetime, he served as the fountain of knowledge to those around him, both teaching and explaining the message of the Quran. After the death of the Prophet, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, the leadership of the Muslim community was handed to Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, the first rightly guided Caliph of Islam. Abu Bakr was forced to deal with uprisings against central rule, some claiming tribal independence, some refusing to pay the zakat, while others were led by people claiming prophethood. These were known as the Wars of Apostasy, and the worst of these were against Musaylima al-Kazab. Up to 2,500 companions were killed. Campaigns also took place against the Byzantines in Jordan and Syria, and against the Persian Empire of the Sassanids in Iraq. The Caliph Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, followed Abu Bakr. During this period, Damascus and the whole of Syria was brought under Muslim rule, as well as Palestine and Iraq. Soon, the whole of Persia followed, while the Byzantine army was finally driven out of Egypt. Under the Caliph Uthman, may Allah be pleased with him, the borders of the Muslim world were extended beyond Kabul in the east and Tripoli in the west, while the creation of a formidable navy challenged the Byzantine sea power, making possible the capture of Cyprus and Rhodes. Then, with the ascension of the fourth rightly guided Caliph, Ali ibn Abi Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, the Muslim empire reached as far as Spain in the west and China in the east. Due to this expansion, the companions had spread to far and distant lands, taking with them their knowledge and understanding of Islam. The rapid expansion of Islam developed a thirst for knowledge in these new lands. Students would sit at the feet of the companions and rigorously study the prophetic message. The companions differed in some of their legal rulings, hence opinions in different parts of the Islamic world would differ slightly. The golden period of the four rightly guided caliphs was now at an end, and Muslim governance was now in the hands of the tribe of Banu Umayyah, who set forth the expansion of the Umayyad Caliphate. It is narrated in Bukhari and Muslim on the authority of Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him, that the Messenger of Allah, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said,
لو كان العلم عند ثريا لتناوله رجال من
if knowledge were to be placed at the highest star, even then men from the people of Persia would have attained it. In the early years of the Umayyad Caliphate was born Nu'man bin Thabit bin Zutay, better known as Abu Hanifa. His grandson Ismail states,
we are of Persian origin and have never been slaves. My grandfather, Abu Hanifa, was born in 80 Hijri. His father, Thabit, called upon Caliph Ali to pay his respects. Caliph Ali was gracious enough to pray for him and his family, and I believe his prayer bore fruit.
Abu Hanifa was born in Kufa in Iraq during the reign of the Caliph Abdul Malik ibn Marwan. Abu Hanifa's father was a wealthy silk trader and a good and upright Muslim. The governor of Iraq under the Caliph Marwan was Hajjaj bin Yusuf, a cruel tyrant who inflicted pain and misery upon those under his authority. When Abu Hanifa was a child of just 6 years, the Caliph Marwan died, and succession was handed to his son Walid. Walid's ascension to the seat of Caliph brought much excitement as new lands were conquered, including Spain and Sind, as well as other large territories. On one occasion, the ruler of Rome sent an envoy to Baghdad with 3 questions to challenge the Muslims. Abu Hanifa was a young man, yet he stood in attendance with his father as they watched the event unfold before them. The scholars were quickly gathered, and the Roman envoy climbed upon a high platform and began the challenge.
I have come with 3 questions. If you answer them, then I will leave you with a great amount of wealth, which I have brought from the King of Rome. As for the questions, they are: what was there before Allah? In which direction does Allah face? And what is Allah engaged in at this moment?
There was a silence, as even the scholars struggled to think of the answers. The young Abu Hanifa stood watching, and then turned to his father.
Oh, my dear father, I will answer him and silence him.
The Roman then turned to the young Abu Hanifa and repeated his first question.
So, tell me, what was there before Allah?
Do you know how to count?
Why, of course.
Then count down from 10.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
But what comes before 1?
There is nothing before 1. That is it.
Well then, if there obviously is nothing before the arithmetic 1, then how do you expect that there should be anything before the one who is absolute truth, all eternal, everlasting, the first, the last, the manifest, the hidden?
Then tell me, in which direction is Allah facing?
Bring a candle and light it, and tell me in which direction the flame is facing.
But the flame is just light. It spreads in each of the 4 directions, north, south, east and west. It does not face any one direction only.
Then, if this physical light spreads in all 4 directions, such as you cannot tell me which way it faces, then what do you expect of Allah, the light of the heavens and the earth, light upon light? Allah faces all directions at all times. Wait. You are the one who is asking the questions, and I am the one who is giving the answer to these challenges. It is only fair that you should come down to where I am standing, and that I should go up to where you are right now, in order that the answers may be heard as clearly as the questions.
Then tell me, what is Allah doing at this moment?
At this moment, when Allah found upon this high platform a liar and mocker of Islam, he caused him to descend and brought him low. And as for the one who believed in the oneness of Allah, he raised him up and established the truth. Every day he exercises universal power.
This incident gave a glimpse of the brilliance and genius that lay in the young Abu Hanifa.